And what are we doing instead? At Copenhagen, this December, weeks away, a treaty will be signed. Your president will sign it. Most of the third world countries will sign it because they think they're going to get money out of it. Most of the left-wing regimes around the world, like the European Union, will rubber stamp it. Virtually nobody won't sign it. I have read that treaty, and what it says is this: that a world government is going to be created. The word government actually appears as the first of three purposes of the new entity. The second purpose is the transfer of wealth from the countries of the West to third world countries in satisfaction of what is called coyly a climate debt. Because we've been burning CO2 and they haven't, and we've been screwing up the climate. We haven't been screwing up the climate, but that's the line. And the third purpose of this new entity, this government, is enforcement. How many of you think that the word election or democracy or vote or ballot occurs anywhere in the 200 pages of that treaty? Quite right, it doesn't appear once. So at last, the communists who piled out of the Berlin Wall and into the environmental movement and took over Greenpeace, so that my friends who founded it left within a year because they'd captured it. Now the apotheosis is at hand. They are about to impose a communist world government on the world. You have a president who has very strong sympathies with that point of view. He's going to sign. He'll sign anything. He's a Nobel Peace Laureate. Of course he'll sign it. And the trouble is this: if that treaty is signed, your constitution says that it takes precedence over your constitution. And you can't resile from that treaty unless you get the agreement of all the other states parties. And because you'll be the biggest paying country, they're not going to let you out. So, thank you, America. You were the beacon of freedom for the world. It is a privilege merely to stand on this soil of freedom while it is still free. But in the next few weeks, unless you stop it, your president will sign your freedom, your democracy, and your prosperity away forever, and neither you nor any subsequent government you may elect will have any power whatsoever to take it back again. That is how serious it is. I have read the treaty. I've seen this stuff about government and climate debt and enforcement. They are going to do this to you, whether you like it or no. But I think it is here in your great nation, which I so love and I so admire. It is here that perhaps at this 11th hour, at the 59th minute and the 59th second, you will rise up and you will stop your president from signing that dreadful treaty, that purposeless treaty, for there is no problem with the climate, and even if there were, economically speaking, there's nothing we can do about it. So I end by saying to you the words that Winston Churchill addressed to your president in the darkest hour before the dawn of freedom in the Second World War. He quoted from your great poet Longfellow: "Sail on, O ship of state. Sail on, O Union, strong and great. Humanity, with all its fears, with all the hopes of future years, is hanging breathless on thy fate." Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, literally skidding into a landing, Joe Rogan, my good buddy, host of the UFC, host of NBC comedy series, Fear Factor. The list goes on and on. He needs no introduction. JoeRogan.net. Joe, good to have you here.
What's happening, brother? Good to see you.
As you can see, what do I have here in front of me?
That's the documents. Ladies and gentlemen, he has the documents. He's here to fight the New World Order. We will not be denied one step closer to victory. What's behind you, man? Is that the vortex?
That is the vortex.
Is that what the New World Order is going to force us to go through?
Maybe.
Maybe, right? So tell me what you were telling me when we got here. That there's
well, they're openly announcing the end of the dollar. They're openly announcing world government. They're openly announcing carbon taxes, taxes on everything you eat, on a dog, because they eat meat, taxes on cars, taxes.
I saw something recently that said that if you have a dog, that it's more damaging to the environment than having an SUV.
Yes, that was the LA Times headline.
Yeah,
the carbon.
How is that?
They're going to tax all life. Carbon dioxide that plants breathe.
Is it because the dog food, like it takes a lot of resources to make dog food? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Is that what it's trying to say?
Yes.
Damn, they're going after dogs?
They're going after everybody, Joe.
That's rude. How can you go after dogs?
You know, you are a busy guy. You just did local 93.7 KLBJ this morning.
Yes, I did.
And you're in Austin for another one of your sold-out shows, or about to be sold out.
Yeah, at the Cap City Comedy Club with young Ari Shaffir behind me. He has Jew gold, if anybody's looking for it. That's the theme of the day.
He is Jewish.
Oh, yeah, look at him. Look at that fella.
See what comes into the screen first.
Look at that. What's that?
Okay. You're going to have the ADL write an article. They're going to claim you're a white supremacist in here.
No, he's a real Jew.
Oh, my God.
He's got the papers. Got the documents. New World Order will not win. So tell me about this.
Brian's Jewish, too.
Brian's not Jewish. He's German.
No, everybody's Jewish.
Oh, okay. We're Jewish. Forget it. I'm Jewish. I like Jewish people. So what is this collapse of the dollar? What did they announce? What did they say?
The G20's met. They decided to start phasing it out. Countries a month ago started shifting away from buying dollars to buying euros and other currencies. And this will lower our standard of living by probably 50% over the next 3 years if it goes through. And they say it's going through.
Wow.
That's why gold hasn't really gone up to $1,999.
What about Jew gold?
The dollar's gone down.
Is Jew gold worth more these days?
No, Joe, what is Jew gold? I'm always hearing about Jew gold.
You got to ask a Jew. They get secret meetings. It's just like the CFR. They meet in private and they talk about their Jew gold, right?
Yeah, it's how do we raise the price? That's a lot.
Well, I'm into gold. Does that mean I'm in on the Jew gold conspiracy?
You may be. Seeing as how you fight the New World Order, they might make you an honorary Jew and you can get in there.
Oh, man. Okay.
You got to get tight. You got to get tight with the Jews. It's very important. This point in our history, very important.
With Sacha Baron Cohen.
He's a Jew. Did you like Borat? Excellent film, right?
I haven't seen the new one.
Just say you like it. Say you like it.
Say I like it. I thought it was... No, I think some of it's funny.
He's hilarious. He's probably the funniest English guy of all time, right? Who's even close? I mean, there's Monty Python. Those guys were great, but this guy takes it...
Queen Elizabeth's funnier,
no one makes me laugh
but she's not trying to be
Borat.
funny.
Yeah, exactly. No one makes me laugh more than that Borat guy.
All right, getting serious here for a moment.
Yes, getting serious. So they really are trying to phase out the dollar. Where's all this coming from? What news documents?
New York Times, Ban Ki-moon, head of the UN, says get ready for global government.
God, how could that be good?
I mean, Joe, how much of the stuff we talked about 12 years ago is now coming true?
Well, a lot. You know, it was really interesting when you and I first talked. We talked on September 11th, 2001. We talked on that day, and you were telling me.
But we were friends before that, but we talked on air.
Yeah. We were friends for a couple years by then. And we talked on the air the day of the September 11th attacks. Alex was going crazy. He was on the phone. Joe, this is a plot by the American government. They did this. They either allowed this to happen. They planned it in advance. They detonated those buildings. I have experts. You went crazy way before anybody, dude. Nobody is more of a 9/11 like pioneer than you.
Well, thank you, Joe. What do you think of 9/11 now, 8 years on?
Tower 7 disturbs me the most. I look at Towers 1 and 2 and I go, well, those guys, they got hit by planes, you know, and look at the fire and everything. Maybe it broke. Maybe everyone's being crazy. But that Tower 7 just went whoosh, just like a controlled demolition. And everybody's like, yeah, but it had holes in the building. And you see the hole in the building? Yes, I see the hole in the building. But wouldn't it fall towards that hole? Why is it falling like that? And if that was my building, I would sue I almost swear.
But the CIA was in that building.
Yeah.
And we have the firemen and police saying, we've been told we're blowing it up. Get back. Get back.
And what other organizations? There's a bunch of other...
FBI, Defense Intelligence.
There was a lot of documents in that buildings. In that building, rather. So that building bothers me a lot. I don't like...
Securities and Exchange Commission.
The way it fell just looks so fake. It was incredible. I mean, it looks exactly like a controlled...
No, they were on the news saying, we're going to bring it down for everyone's safety. We're going to blow it up. We have the video clips of BBC, CNN, CBS, and then after they said, we didn't say we were going to blow it up. We didn't say we blew it up.
I've seen those. I've seen...
We can play... In fact, give him a Truth Rising.
I would love... I've seen the Larry Silverstein guy say, pull it, but that could have been... He just...
Hey guys, Google Building 7, police say get back. Gonna pull it.
You know, the first two buildings fell totally different. The first two buildings fell from where they got jacked. Like, you could see, like, you know,
but there were blast squibs there, too. Boom, boom, boom.
I don't know what that is. I'm not an expert. I have no information about that. I mean, just to take just devil's advocate, that could be just the pressure of the building collapsing, forcing all this air out and forcing all these windows to explode. That's just as possible. That doesn't make sense to me with Tower 7, though. The way Tower 7 fell, it just kinked in the middle and fell down free fall speed, almost. I mean, everybody, like, they'll nitpick at you. Oh, it was 1/10 of a second slower than free fall.
No. NIST has had to go back now and admitted, okay, there was free fall in the first 10 floors.
Well, even if it was just close to free fall, that's crazy. There was no resistance. It just gave up. Why wouldn't it, like, wiggle and collapse towards where it got jacked? It just seems like a controlled demolition. That bothers me.
Or maybe the building was taking DMT.